Hello students, I welcome you all to the online video lecture on course Applied Thermodynamics. So we were discussing about module number 1, chapter 1, that is gas power cycles. In the previous couple of classes, we have seen the different assumptions made in the analysis of air standard cycles or gas power cycles like Otto cycle, Carnot cycle, diesel cycle, dual cycle, and for which we have seen the derivation on the air standard efficiency of these different types of cycles. In the today's lecture, we will see the numerical on Otto cycle. So before starting the lecture, I would say if you are not subscribed the channel, so kindly subscribe the channel, like the channel and share the channel. Okay, so let's start the problem on the Otto cycle. So this is the solved example from the P.K. Nag, the Basic and Applied Thermodynamics book by P.K. Nag. Let us read the problem carefully. An engine working on the Otto cycle is supplied with air at 0.1 megapascal, 35 degrees centigrades. The compression ratio is 8. Heat supplied is 2100 kilojoules per kg. Calculate the maximum pressure, temperature of the cycle, cycle efficiency, and the mean effective pressure. So for air, Cp equals to 1.005 kilojoules per kg kelvins, Cv equals to 0.718 kilojoules per kg kelvins, and R equals to 0.287 kilojoules per kg kelvins. Here it's supposed to be kelvins. The unit must be in kelvins, kilojoules per kg kelvins. And here also the unit must be kilojoules per kg kelvins. Okay. Now as he has given the Otto cycle, the first task is to solve any numerical is to draw the diagram on PV and TS coordinates. So this is the cycle on the PV coordinates. So we know that Otto cycle consists of 4 processes. In 4 processes, we have the 2 adiabatic processes and 2 constant volume processes. So process 1 to 2 is adiabatic compression. Process 2 to 3 is constant volume heat addition, and 3 to 4 is adiabatic expansion, and 4 to 1 is constant volume heat rejection. Similarly, on the TS coordinates, 1 to 2 is isentropic compression, 2 to 3 is isochoric heat addition, 3 to 4 is isentropic expansion, and 4 to 1 is isochoric heat rejection. So clearly has mentioned for the Otto cycle, these are the initial conditions. So 0.1 megapascal is the initial pressure at state 1 and 35 degrees centigrades is the initial temperature at state 1. Be careful while writing the given data. So pressure of the air at the initial state, that is P1 equals to 0.1 megapascal. So it is more convenient if you write the units in kilopascal for pressure. So 100 kilopascals, just multiply with 1000, you will get 100 kilopascals. The temperature of air at initial state T1 equals to 35 degrees centigrades. Remember students, here we are supposed to take the temperature in kelvins. So just add 273, you will get 308 kelvins. The compression ratio is given RC equals to 8. The compression ratio is also written as the ratio of volume at the beginning of compression to the volume at the end of compression, that is V1 by V2. So V1 by V2 in Otto cycle, it can also be written as V4 by V3 because V4 is equals to V1 and V3 equals to V2 because these two are constant volume processes. Okay, now the heat supplied Q1 equals to 2100 kilojoules per kg. So during the Otto cycle, the heat addition takes place at constant volume. So 2 to 3 is associated with the constant volume heat addition. So 4 to 1 is associated with the heat rejection, that is Q2. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now for the air, he has given the properties. So Cp is a specific heat at constant pressure, 1.005 kilojoules per kg kelvins. Cv is specific heat at constant volume, 0.718 kilojoules per kg kelvins. R is a characteristic gas constant. R is the characteristic gas constant, 0.287 kilojoules per kg kelvins, and gamma is a ratio of specific heat, that is 1.4, that you know. Now what he asked us to calculate? In the first bit, we need to calculate the maximum pressure and maximum temperature of the cycle. So if you observe the PV diagram, P3 is a maximum pressure. The peak value of pressure is P3. Similarly, on the TS coordinates, T3 is the peak value of temperature, that is Tmax. So Tmax equals to T3. So in the first bit, we need to get the value of P3 and T3. Okay. Now for which we know the PV relationship for the adiabatic process. So for the process 1 to 2, the PV relationship is P1 V1 raised to gamma equals to P2 V2 raised to gamma. Just do the cross multiplication. P2 equals to P1 into V1 by V2 raised to gamma, or P1 you know V1 by V2, that is compression ratio. Gamma you know, just solve and get the value of P2, and I got the P2 as 1838 kilopascal. Similarly, the TV relationship for the process 1 to 2, that is T1 V1 raised to gamma minus 1 equals to T2 V2 raised to gamma minus 1. Similarly, do the cross multiplication. You know the value of T1. So V1 by V2, the compression ratio you know, gamma you know. Okay. So just simplify and get the value of T2. And I got the value of T2 as 707.6 kelvins. Now here we need to get in the first bit the maximum value of temperature. See guys, we know the value of heat addition. So Q1 stands for heat addition. So during the process 2 to 3, the heat addition takes place at constant volume. I repeat, so please look at here carefully. So 2 to 3 process is a constant volume process. During this process, the heat addition takes place. Now how to write the heat addition process, heat addition equation? So Q1 equals to, so generally we'll take mCV into T3 minus T2. But if you take M in the denominator, you will get this as the heat added at per mass of air. So because as he has given the Q1 in terms of kilojoules per kg, so let us consider mass as unit kg or 1 kg. So that's why I have not written here mass. It is understood it is 1 kg. Okay. So Q1 equals to CV into T3 minus T2. You know the value of CV, Q1 as well as T2, get the value of T3. So the answer for T3 is 3632.39 kelvins. So T3 itself is the Tmax. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now similarly, apply the perfect gas equation for the process 2 to 3. So for the process 2 to 3, we have the perfect gas equation P2 V2 by T2 equals to P3 V3 by T3. So 2 to 3 process is constant volume process. Cancel these two, V2 and V3, because V2 equals to V3, both are same, and do the cross multiplication. You know T2, you know T3, you know the value of P2, just do the cross multiplication and get the value of P3. The expected value for P3 is 9435.18 kilopascals, or that is itself is the Pmax, the maximum pressure or peak pressure of gas in the cycle. In the second bit, he asked us to calculate what is the cycle efficiency of Otto cycle or thermal efficiency of Otto cycle. See students, we have derived the equation for the air standard efficiency of Otto cycle, which is given by 1 minus 1 by RC raised to gamma minus 1, where RC is a compression ratio, gamma is a ratio of specific heats. You know both, that is RC is 8 and gamma is 1.4. Just substitute and get the value of cycle efficiency, that is 0.565. 0.565, or if you multiply this with 100, you will get 56.5% in terms of percentage. Now in the next bit, we need to get the value of mean effective pressure, the mean effective pressure. So listen here carefully. The mean effective pressure is given by PM, P suffix M, which is equals to, it is a ratio of net work output from the cycle, net work obtained from the cycle divided by the swept volume or stroke volume or the displacement volume. This can also be written as the ratio of W net divided by The swept volume is a difference between V1 minus V2. V1 volume minus V2. So V1 is a total volume of the cylinder at the beginning of compression stroke, and V2 is the volume of the cylinder at the end of the stroke. Okay, so you know, in engine cylinder arrangement, we have the two dead centers. The first one is top dead center, TDC, and the second one is bottom dead center, that is BDC. BDC. Okay. Now the piston will continuously move from top dead center to the bottom dead center. That is a reciprocation motion. Now the volume covered by the piston while moving from top dead center to bottom dead center, or bottom to top dead center. So this volume is called swept volume or stroke volume. I hope this is clear. Just remember, the swept volume is a difference between V1 and V2, that is V1 minus V2. I hope this is clear. Okay. Now in this, the mean effective pressure is given by net work output divided by the swept volume, or W net divided by V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2. Okay. Now before that, we need to get the W net value. So the basic equation for thermal efficiency or the cycle efficiency is, it is a ratio of net work output divided by heat supplied. Net work output by heat supplied. So you know heat supplied Q1, you know cycle efficiency, that is 0.565. Just multiply and get the value of W net. That I got the value of W net as 1186.5 kilojoules per kg. Kilojoules per kg, because Q unit is in kilojoules per kg. You will get the same unit. Okay. Now let's go ahead. And there's the last bit. We need to get the value of mean effective pressure. So PM equals to W net by V1 minus V2. Just take V2 outside the bracket. You will get V1 by V2 inside the bracket. Okay, minus 1 as it is. I hope this is clear. Okay, so we have V1 minus V2. V1 minus V2. So if I take V2 outside the bracket, you will get inside the bracket V1 by V2. V1 by V2 minus 1. V1 by V2 minus 1, or V1 by V2 is RC. So V2 into RC minus 1. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now here the unknown thing is V2. V2 need to be calculated here. V2 need to be calculated. So the only way to calculate the value of V2 is just apply the ideal gas equation for state 2. Ideal gas equation for state 2. We know PV equals to MRT. But if you take the specific volume here, then you'll get PV equals to RT. Okay, so please try to get the difference between these two. Yes, PV equals to MRT. PV equals to MRT. PV. This is capital V. Okay, this is a pressure. V is a volume. M is a mass. R is a characteristic gas constant, and T is absolute temperature. Okay. Now, if I divide, if we take this M to the denominator, I'll get P capital V divided by M equals to RT, equals to RT. Okay, so V by M is the specific volume. V by M is the specific volume, which can be written as small v, which can be written as small v. PV equals to RT. Because the heat supplied as well as work done, they are in terms of kilojoules per kg. So that's why we are taking volume also in terms of meter cube per kg. Okay. So P2 V2 R into T2. So the only unknown is V2 here. So just do the cross multiplication and you will get V2 equals to 0.11 meter cube per kg. Okay. Now substitute in this equation. This is supposed to be V2, small v2, and here small v1 minus small v2. Okay, no problem. Now RC, you know the value of W net. Just substitute and get the value of PM, which is in terms of kilopascals. Of course, the numerical value for PM is 1534.07. This is in kilopascals. Okay, so this completes the numerical. These numericals are very important from your examination point of view. Please practice these numericals thoroughly. And if you find anywhere any difficulties, you can put your queries in the comment box and I'll try my level best to clarify your doubts. Okay. So please don't forget to like the channel, subscribe the channel and share my channel. And please don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I post a new video on YouTube, you will get the notification instantly. So stay safe, stay at home. Thank you and have a nice day.